Hey gamers, Koar here, bringing another Might and Magic Heroes Era of Chaos video. Today we're going to take a look at Zeron, the new Infernal faction leader, along with some upcoming units that will help him out in the future. We can see them in game, so we'll bring that up as well. So starting with Zeron, we'll take a look at his spells first. Looks like we have the Echo of Abyss as his ultimate. It's going to be dealing some fire damage. He's also going to go ahead and summon a devil in the area, which it will be immune to all damage and lasts for 10 seconds. So it's basically going to be a dot using the devil abilities. It'll be interesting to see if enemies actually target it since it is immune to damage, because if they do target it as well, it's also going to be a damage mitigation tool. So keep an eye on that. The next spell is just a general arrow spell. They all get one. His is the fire. But it does do a burn, and he does have things that proc off a burn, so it will be somewhat useful for him as well. And then Fireball, just another damage spell that causing burn on targets. So not too bad. And then finishing it off, we have Slayer, which is one of the better buff spells in the game. So that'll work out pretty well for him. Now, I'm unsure at this point how his mana is going to be, but if you are going to mark any spells on him, if he's got plenty of extra mana, then you can look at the Inferno Flame. We'll pull those up over here. Right here, now this one has a significant mana cost to it, but it is really good damage. Another option would be Bloodlust, would probably be the one I would be looking at. It's got a decent cooldown, cheaper on the mana, and will just increase the damage of your team as well as help maybe get your devil to get some hit points back. So that's kind of what I'm looking at there. Looking at his specialty, the devil upgrades to Doombringer. Weathering will deal damage twice on burning targets. Cruel Torture and Painful Reaper can cause silence for 6 seconds every time. So the Withering is the Devil's ability where all units HP dot every 2 seconds. So every 2 seconds he's just releasing out damage, and so now if they are burning using your fire arrow, your units, the fireball, they're going to take double damage from that. And then Cruel Torture and Painful Reaper can cause silence for 6 seconds every time. Cruel Torture is his 3 targets dealing damage, so those 3 random targets also going to get silenced. And then Painful Reaper's his triggering his teleport that deals damage, and then the first time it silences, but with this now it's going to silence every time. So you're going to be able to get a lot of just silence across the table and extra damage off of those devils. When the devil is on the battlefield, the Cruel Torture is added when Echo of Abyss is cast, so every time you cast your ult, he's going to hit 3 random targets with that damage, which then is also going to go ahead and silence. And then Echo of Abyss, friendly Inferno units become immune to all types of damage, lasting for 6 seconds. So you're going to want to get his cooldown ult down. So we'll go over Masteries, kind of my thoughts on Masteries that you'll want to try to go for. They're pretty self-explanatory. But this next one here, for every offensive unit deployed, the unit damage of Devil increases by 5%, and for every Inferno unit deployed, its damage reduction increases by 5%. So running more Inferno is going to help him stay alive, and running more offense units will help boost his damage. And then his level, that's effective when the hero is even not on the battlefield. So if you're going to be running Devil in some of your other lists, say Roshka or something, not sure if at this point, but this will stay effect. His 4-star ability, when Doombringer casts Painful Reaper, again, this is the teleport dealing damage silencing. Friendly Infernal faction units can recover HP equal to 10% of their max HP, and Doombringer recovers double. So you got some sustain in there. Every time you get that off, he's going to get that off at the beginning. He's not going to do a whole lot, but after you cast your ult, you're going to expect him to get about 20% of his hit points back. So keep that in mind as well. If you're able to control during the controlling, you can use that to also provide a quick heal. If we pop into this info button on the specialty, it actually, his masteries do more than just what's there. Additional description on his specialty 2 ability. When he uses the Echo of Abyss, the skill of the Devil, Flame Blood Execution trigger as well. Now I wasn't able to see this, so this might be something coming out later. So we'll see if we can find that. But so if anybody knows what the Flame Blood Executioner triggers is, let me know in the comments. I wasn't able to find it, so I think it's something that's coming out later. And then description of Xeron triggering the special skill. One Cruel Torture Devil. When the Devil is on the battlefield, using Echo of this inflicts an extra Cruel Torture, and all hell factions gain immunity to all damage and 20% increased attack speed for 6 seconds. Flame Blood Execution increases the attack speed from the Inferno faction units within a wide range by 30%, and they gain 10% damage reduction. Kind of got to go over that a little bit. And then here on the Specialty 3, each attacking unit on the battlefield increases the unit damage of Devil, Doombringer, Nightmare Horse, and Hellhound by 5%. Each Inferno unit on the battlefield increases the unit damage reduction of Devil, Doombringer, Pit Fiend by 5%, and HP of Flame Devil by 5%. And each cast unit on the battlefield increases crit damage of Fruit and Grog by 5%. Each defensive unit on the battlefield increases the defense of Demon, Imp, and Flame Devil by 3%. So keep in mind that this is his Specialty 3, which is still effective even when he's not on the battlefield. So if you're running any of those units, maybe worth getting him up here. I understand he's, one of the premium heroes. If you do already have him, this can help out quite a bit. All right, so taking a look at Masteries. For me, I would probably be looking at the Expert Fire Magic, of course, Expert Mysticism, the attack speed of all offensive units here, and then I'd probably go with the see if I can find it down here. Expert Wisdom here, all the hero spells increases by 3. My thought on it is the Devil's going to be key to victory, so boosting his damage, and then just trying to get the ult off as many times as you can and getting a more effective ult out of it as well, because as that ult levels, the Devil that you summon is also higher levels. So kind of would be my thoughts on that. I'm sure there's some other strategies that work on there. If you have a better combination of Masters you think will work really well, leave that down in the comment section below. Kind of give your reasoning, help out some of the other players that are kind of looking at Masteries. Appreciate that. Now, I think that pretty much covers Zeron here. We'll take a quick look at the Devil. Pull that up here. So if we look at his skills, we have the Painful Reaper. Again, that's the one where he'll teleport, dealing damage and silencing. Now, when you're running them with Xeron, that silence is going to happen every time this is triggered rather than just the first time. Cruel Torture, again, is where he's just going to hit 3 random targets. Critical hits dealt to burning units increased by 500. And then Withering is his Aura Dot, where just all units on the battlefield are going to take damage over time. And then that will double on burning units with Xeron. And then, of course, his last ability, Soul Slaying. Unit attack is increased by 48% when fighting against castle units. Damage increased by 50%. So, and then we haven't got to these yet. So, there we go. Alright, so now I did talk about the Awakened Imp. If we go into the Roland event here, and go to the story challenge mode, right here is the Awakened Imp. So if we go into this battle, we can slide over and take a look and pull them up. So looks pretty sweet. I like the model that they're using on here. Definitely an improvement from the base Imp. And we'll pull up Impulse here. So this is when the Imp is down, it has 24% chance to revive with full HP. And the Awaken effect, each Imp has a 30% chance to summon a Devil when it dies. So 9-man unit, you're looking at probably getting about 3 of those to summon into a Devil when it dies. The other agility here, Imp increases dodge by 200 for units with a certain area around it. For Inferno faction units, this effect double. So you want to pair your Imp by your Demon just to get that extra boost on your Demon healing. And then Inferno Minion, the Awakened effect, Imp's unit defense increased by 50%, which is increased by 4% further for every Inferno unit deployed. So he starts getting a little bit tankier, especially if you're running a lot more Inferno units. And of course, these are just 3 of the Awakened effects. We don't know what the other 3 are at this point. But we can see that, with this Awakened unit, you're getting a better Inferno unit. It's going to help your Demon. It's going to help himself right now. And it's also going to summon out more Devils, which can help out Xeron. So I know a lot of people are, concerned that Xeron's pretty low. Right now, he's probably not going to beat a stocked out Sandro or Astral or possibly even a Kilgore and Dragon Muter. We did see some success with them during the Battle of the Gods, but it's hard to say, where everybody's masteries were or where their hero levels were. But he was doing some work. It'll be, I think, for now, he will need some more support of Awakened Inferno units, particularly the Imp and some of the other units that come out for Inferno before he starts getting much stronger. But he is a low investment premium hero. Dragon Muter, you're going to need, currently at least 2 SSRs with the green and the black. You're really beneficial to have Angel in there since the flying SSR, and then eventually it's going to have a 4th SSR. With the Red Dragon, Astral, you're running Naga and Giant, and then even then, you're looking at an SSR, SR Plus and Genie that you're needing in there, and then Kilgore is somewhat similar to Xeron, where it's not as big of an investment. Mostly just Behemoth, and then you can get away with mostly Stronghold units on that one. And then Sandro, of course, is the Necro, which has a lot of Awakened units right now, so it's going to be pretty strong comparatively. And then, of course, it's kind of, you have to invest pretty heavily in a Sandro to get the Black Knight, and particularly along, and there's an SR Plus unit in there. So just something to keep in mind. Right now he doesn't seem to be doing, it's not the best premium hero. Like I said, Astral, Sandro, even Dragon Muter, and even Kilgore. But, as things go on, that meta could shift as new units come out, new awakenings come out. So, at this point, I don't think I will invest in Zeron. I have picked them up just so I had them, to give a review on them. And as far as the Devil, there's an altar going on for him. If you don't have Sandro, the Devil is very useful for getting a higher score in Treasury. So it may be worth just getting him 3-star just for that if you don't have it. But yeah, so that's where we're at with Zeron. So hope you guys enjoyed that quick review. If you guys did, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. Appreciate it. If you guys have any thoughts on Zeron, where you think he can be useful at or good at, how you think he can compete against the other heroes, some tips that will help new players or players that have invested in him, please do that in the comment section below. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.